Hello friends, the topic of discussion is exception handling in C++. In this in the example which will be shown in this video, I will just explain the exception handling in the terms of array out of bound exception, which is a synchronous exception to be dealt with in C++ exception handling method. And let's straight away go to the program to see what is being done over here to handle such an exception, that is array out of bound exception. So this is the program which I have written in order to show you the concept of exception handling in case of array out of bound exception. So I have written hash include iostream using namespace std and followed by int main. The main block, in the main block I have taken an array and assigned some uh, values into it from the very beginning. It is a predefined sort of array. From the very beginning I have initialized the array with 5 integer values in this way: 45, 67, 89, 54 and 12, and along with that I have also declared a variable of the integer data type I. I've given a prompt to the user to enter an index number to access some value of any element present in that array by the help of that index number. And if we try to understand, this array has 5 elements, so the index number 0 will obviously show you this 45. Index number 1 will show you 67. Index number 2 will show you 89. Index number 3 will show you 54. Index number 4 will show you 12, and any other index number other than those index numbers starting from 0 to 4, inclusive of both of them, from outside of the array. So well, in any case, if we see that some value we try to access the sixth element or the fifth element, the sixth element of the array rather, or suppose an index number of a negative quantity like -1, -2, these index numbers will be raising a sort of exception, because those index number will take us beyond the array dimensions, and it will definitely cause some errors or exceptional event to be happening from the scenario. So how to deal with that particular situation? I have written this program. Let me see what I've done over here. Enter an index number. So C in I, that is given by the user. So any index number falling between this range of 0 to 4 will definitely allow us to access the any value from this array. But any value any index number which takes us beyond the dimensions of the array will give an exception in this program. So in the try block, I have written if I these are two conditions to be met in order to see that some valid access is being done in this program. So this, if I greater than or equal to 0, and if I less than 5, so these two statements, these two conditions, when hold good together, will obviously restrict ourselves within the dimension of the array, and we'll get a definite result out of this statement cout ai endl. And else we will definitely see that there will be an exception, because apart from these, when we see that these two conditions are never met, even one of these conditions does not meet, then obviously it will take us beyond the dimensions of the array, and that will cause an exception. So in that case, I have dealt with that exception by throwing it as the index value, which is creating that sort of exception to be thrown by the throw statement, throw I, and immediately the control goes to the catch block, and in catch block this I will be going to this X, and we see that there is a statement written by me which will be output from the program in cases of exception, and that is cout beyond the dimension of the array. So let's see and try to see some valid cases and some invalid cases and see whether this concept works. So let's go to build and run. Enter an index number. So enter an index number. Suppose I try to access the value. I access the value, the third element of the array. Suppose the third element. For the third element, the index number will be 2. So I will be giving 2 over here and see what is the result. The value 89 comes, and we can easily just drag it a little bit towards the right to see whether that third element is really 89. Yes, the third element is 89, and we see the result is 89. So this is a valid case, a valid access to the array, and never going out of bound of the array from the array. And let's see whether any exceptional condition can be raised by trying to access the array out of its dimensions. Suppose I run the program again and enter the index number. Suppose I want to access the sixth element of this array, which is never the case, and there is no sixth element in the array because the array has a dimension of 5. So let's write 6 and see whether that this statement beyond the dimension of the array comes as the output. Beyond the dimension of the array comes as the output. So the exception has been caught, and the necessary action is being taken by giving this statement as an output that is beyond the dimension of the array. So this is this is something which happens when we try to access some element beyond the dimension of the array. An exception is being raised, and that exception is being handled in the manner as I have written in this program. So let's also try to access the array from the negative side. Suppose I run the program in another way to see whether we can raise an exception by going to the negative side of this array dimension. Suppose we try to write the index value as suppose -3. So -3 is never to be given. -3 it will definitely not put us inside the dimension of the array. As the array dimension is between 0 to 4, and this -3 will definitely raise an exception. So let's see that whether this beyond the dimension of the array statement comes as the output. Beyond the dimension of the array comes here as well. So we see that how the exception of array out of bound synchronous exception can be handled in C++. We've seen that implementation by the help of this entire explanation in this video, and with the simple illustrative C++ program which demonstrates the exception handling in this case. Still, if you have any, I think it is clear to you, friends, the entire concept which I have shown you in this program. And still, if you have any doubts and queries in your mind regarding the entire explanation in this video, you can well come up with your queries and doubts into the comment section so that I can address them. So thanks for watching this video, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel DigiGuide. Thanks again.